A poor business plan all around. The tip said the suspect was in apartment 416. I didn't trust the elevator to make it up all 4 floors without some sort of issue, so despite Aunt Troll's objections, we took the stairs. It gave me a minute to talk to my headstrong partner. I said, "Nothing fancy. We knock and hope he answers. Maybe we try the door to see if it's locked. Otherwise, we come up with another plan that may or may not involve the SWAT team. Got it?" Antrol nodded. At each landing, I took a moment to get a feel for the surroundings. Antrol probably thought I needed to catch my breath, but this climb was nothing compared to the basketball games I played with my kids. I took it slow because every apartment building has its own aura. Sometimes it's because of the tenants, and sometimes it's because of the area. Either could kill you if you weren't careful. On the 4th landing, I said, "You ready for this? It doesn't matter what happens. You've done a good job getting us this far. Now we have to use our heads." "You don't have to talk to me like I'm some kid out of the academy. I have 4 years patrol experience and 2 years in the detective bureau. I'm only new to homicide. Homicide detectives are not the only ones who make arrests. I don't have to talk to you like that, but I enjoy it. That's one of the advantages of being senior." I appreciated the smile that spread across Antrol's face. Feeling out a new partner is always an ongoing process, but this guy was all right. He said, "This suspect might be the key to some of the unsolved homicides connected to the heroin dealers up this way." "Could be." Antrol was looking at the big picture, rare with new homicide detectives. He showed a ton of promise. The 4th floor hallway was empty. That was always good. I paused at the stairwell and just listened to the sounds of the apartment building for almost a full minute. Nothing unusual. Latin music from one apartment, someone talking loudly in another. As we carefully made our way down the hallway, I heard a TV playing a daytime talk show in another apartment. The cheap carpet was uneven over a wooden floor that broadcast sound. A wide set of windows at the end of the hallway took the edge off the gloomy vibe of the building. Then we found ourselves in front of apartment 416. Antrol slipped to the other side of the door and drew his Glock service weapon. I pulled my pistol too, though I thought it was a little premature. We listened at the door, and I put my hand against it to see if I could feel any vibration. Unexpectedly, it pushed open a few inches. I looked to Antrol, who angled his head to see into the apartment. That was odd. Drug dealers in this neighborhood rarely left their doors unbolted, let alone open. It was nice to catch a break once in a while. From my angle, I could see the suspect we were looking for sitting on a couch under a wide, dirty window. His head leaned back on the rear of the couch. He wasn't moving. I motioned to Antrol that I saw someone inside. The young detective nodded and turned before I could tell him to wait. A shadow passed the open door, and I heard someone inside. There was a single word, some kind of command. I wasn't even sure what language it was, but the subsequent gunfire was unmistakable. The door appeared to explode, and Antrol jumped to the other side of the doorway, his gun up. I crouched quickly and fired a couple of rounds into the apartment. I didn't see a target. It was just to keep the shooters behind cover. We had to move and move quickly. The gunfire didn't slow down. This was an ambush. Chapter 3. Alexandra Alex Martinez aimed her Canon EOS 5D Mark III digital SLR camera at the tallest of the 3 young men, dressed only in tight white underwear. The abs of all 3 looked like ice trays, and their arms had just enough meat on them. But the tallest of the 3, Chaz, was special. The camera loved Chaz. Alex realized she was barking at the model next to Chaz when he got too close. It was like having a Matt Groening character pop up in a Renoir. The top of this building in the Morrisania neighborhood of the Bronx provided an interesting urban backdrop and conveniently put her in position for another assignment. Photographing nearly naked models was fun, but it didn't pay the bills. This wasn't a coincidence. Alex had planned the photo session to the last detail.